Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, until next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Since we're done with the waiting and all now, we're on facing the final stress. When I mean final stress, I mean the final chapter. We're back to normal and regular length. God. So sorry for basically last two chapters for being super long. I couldn't do anything about it. And I just chose to do the whole chapter. Like that, like I just chose it to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But what I can do, I'm gonna say though is we're back to normal. You're on the final chapter of The Only Reason now. I'm gonna get started. The Only Reason now. Chapter 16. Meeting Our Destiny. The wedding stream hit 8 million concurrent viewers on the day they got married. Months later, it was still getting tons of traffic. Being the savvy business person they had become, Corey stored advertisement to minimize the monetization on the site. So he learned a ton in an online STO course he took a few months prior. M3 was doing better than ever, as was Victoria's gallery. 39 weeks had passed since the trip to Bryn Cabin, and a lot had happened between the point and then. The rarity with the chase space was in full swing, requiring various in-person activities every week or so. The contract was admitted to a long-term stay with new exclusive sets added every 3 months. Master Victoria hindered the sale of furniture with daily texts and weekly phone calls. Emma Corey warmed up and wasn't as annoyed by the girl as once was. The friend went on a date and surprisingly asked Master for advice. A date? I wonder who. The photographer didn't think she was the best to help, but and she was thankful she never had to go through the awful progress of dating. The brunette fell in love exactly one time with her perfect mask. The girl of her dreams, her soulmate, and her best friend. I think this is the one, Chloe. Asked Jameson strained as she laid in the hospital bed with her green-haired partner by her side, cupping her hand. Her wife's hair was transitioning back to the point between Bill and her naturally beautiful blonde. When the contractions began, the girl's new destiny was on her way, and it filled their hearts with a beaming joy. After one instance of vaccine hits and a couple of other false alarms, the married couple was finally admitted since Max was delaying. Also, Tori went on a date. Who do you think it is? Who you think it is? I tell you a hint. You'll find out in this story, basically. I won't give away who it is, though. It's a KMA survivor, let's say that. Hint, hint. Chloe pushed the call button on the corded remote that was attached to the hospital bed. Are you sure, love? I thought so, but the pain is dull and sore in the background now. I'm sorry. I thought she was coming. Max apologized, thinking her bedside cup handle was growing evaded by all the false alarms. No way, dude. Don't you dare apologize to me. You're the one carrying our baby girl. Any moment now, we'd be squeezing that little rug in our arms. Don't worry about it. She'll be here when she's ready. She'll probably just somebody like me. Although I would argue with you. I'll argue you the more summoned one. Destiny's just being like, I don't want to come out. I want to stay in here. It's cozy in here. Basically, what Destiny's doing inside the mask is basically like, hey, I want to stay. I don't want to come out. I like being inside masks. I don't want to be born. I don't want to come out to the world. This is funny. Green nurses ran in and were quickly notified those services were not yet needed. Despite Max's yes and pain, the green nurse lifted up her gown and checked her body. The urgent hesitation had increased, so they exited the room, leaving the door slightly ajar. Suddenly, the room vibrated as if an earthquake or timber had passed across the hospital. We know what's happening. Hint, 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 hint. Did you feel that? Yeah, it was like a rewind pulse. And Roy's voice caught, followed by a deep breath. She's healed, love. Tall girl instantly gasped. I mean, she seemed brave, but she's actually scared as hell. Trust me. No earthly pulse hit as they grinned at one another. Being scared doesn't make you not brave, babe. You're the most curious person I know. And it's one of those things I love so much about you. Older girl was finally looking back at her with a sparkle of pure love in her eyes, a voice coming from the far end of the room and lifted their locked gaze. No time to explain. I'm Chloe from the past. Do not mention anything about how you two conceived. It's bad news. While you're at it, here's something. And so, yeah. Actually, never mind. Mouse watched as the Blue Hill girl ran out of the hospital room and into the hall. Closing the door behind her, her eyes trailed from the door back into the room where she noticed an over golden rim window hitting at the opposite end near the small sitting area. So, she's out there saving Destiny's life? Yeah? Max asked before grabbing her partner's shirt and pulling her down towards the bed for a kiss. After removing the lips, Chloe stood back beside her first mate and probably responded, Yep. The doorway spun open and they watched as the younger Chloe back into the room, slamming the door upon entry. A brief silence fell against the trio while they stand and thoughtfully eyed one another. Damn, the blue looks really good on you. I kinda missed it. Kinda don't. So, tell us why you're here. Max noticed the confident smirk on her wife's lips as she walked watched the scene unfold, and she understood her partner had been on the other side of this exact moment multiplier. So, from my understanding, the girl from the past takeaway replied, "This is the princess of future my master and I could sail. It will be one of the happiest moments of our lives. I'm here to I am here to prevent something horrible from happening in your future, in our future. My purpose is to save that girl getting ready to pop from Master's belly. I'm pretty sure I just took care of a big part of it." Matt sat up in the hospital bed and Pop on her elbows with Jock did it out from behind her. "Do you want to know what you did? Would it even matter?" Matt locked eyes with her former fiance, and even knowing this was the password of her soulmate, the connection felt electric and nearly overwhelming. "I don't think specific matters, but you do need to realize what that child represents. Her distance will be questioned for the rest of her life by religious folks who are not quite as possessive unless you keep your urgent quiet. Do not discuss how she was conceived, like ever. Only bring bad fucking things your way, all our way. Patsy is so beautiful, babe. So fucking courageous." That's where knowing the girl looking back wouldn't be able to hear them. "Damn hot too. Is it real? That sorta makes me jealous. Don't even think about leaving me for a younger me, Massy Mass." The married couple stared a secret, adoring smile and turned their attention back to the third girl in the room. "We understand. Now, I'm guessing you need to get back," Mass commented, shooting a wide and choosy grin in her direction. "Don't keep her waiting. Though, since your Mass is telling me, you probably know I would wait forever for you." The beautiful green-haired girl created in and pecked her rice on the lips. "God damn," the brunette responded. "So fucking lucky we found each other." "You mean it's destiny?" The older version of the taller girl replied while slowly rubbing Master's belly, contently beaming. The blue-headed visitor strolled up to the hospital bed and held down at Master's belly bump where the little girl was making her home for what couldn't be much longer. "Do you mind?" she asked, looking back and forth from Mouse to Coy and back to Mouse again. Both smiled and nodded their heads, confirming it was okay, so Coy bent down and kissed Mouse's big, beautiful belly. "We love you so much and can't wait to meet you." She expressed with her palm gently flat on the brunette's stomach. The touch sent the weight off her through the pregnant girl's body and tracing a brief stutter in her breathing. "Hey!" the little girl called out, fingering and twisting her wedding ring. "Taking care of yourselves is more important now than ever, but taking care of this one?" She bobbed her head towards the beautiful girl in the house of her bed. "It's the most important thing in your life. As long as she's happy, nothing else matters." She bobbed her hand and extended her arm. Mouse watched as the girls bumped fists and smiled at one another. She was encircled by the warmth of love in the room, and she felt a fiercely energy pulsating from both of her protectors. "Damn, Sippy! That's my purpose from here on out. Now, I don't know exactly how this is supposed to work out, but I gotta go back through that window. Go back with the birth, and please, don't fuck anything up. This time you have to have me save your asses." "Is that really what I sound like?" The girl beside the hospital bed asked with a playful sour look on her face. "Yep." Mouse giggled. "Please don't change. I love that about you. Always a pirate, always a punk, always my perfect person." Chloe turned away from the couple and sat back to the window, placing the inner surface of her hand on the solid soft surface. The room vibrated and Max raised a deep howl. She felt a harrowing pain in the lower portion of her stomach. And Foley knew this was the moment the daughter would come weeping into the wall. Through her strains, the Annette looked up and noticed the visitor diving into the window. As soon as he was fully inside, the window winked out of the distance with a high-pitched hum and a bite from her grinner. Shit! Okay, dude. Chloe quickly located the nurse call button again and summoned the hospital workers back into the room. The lead nurse checked the printed girl's body and shouted for the other nurses to get the doctor. Almost immediately, the room was occupied with more bodies in slums and face masks as they prepared for delivery. As the team powdered into the room, the hairs on the back of Mass's head jutted and stood on end. The brunette's vision was blurred, her eyes were filled with tears, and her teeth were snarled together. The pain shouted and was nearly unbearable as the muffled words, "Curse!" echoed in the deep recesses of her mind. For a brief moment, the household and bustle of the situation calmed. Activity washed over her thoughts, and everything slowed to a call. She opened her eyes, which had been squeezed together so tightly they felt limp and weak, and noticed the hospital team working their magic. One nurse held a clipboard while motioning equipment. Another was at the hospital computer typing notes and alien numbers. She could only see the top of the doctor's head, and she muttered smiled, realizing she sometimes used the same type of hair dye the doctor had in her hair. Two other nurses stood beside the doctor and assisted in her responsibilities. Another younger nurse propped against the wall near the window, not doing much. Maxwell noticed a stroke of red through the tousled hair nightcap, and assumed the girl must be an intern, though she looked somewhat familiar. I wonder why she looks familiar. Maybe because she's the same girl from the wedding, from town. Hmm. All of a sudden, she felt her partner's hand squeeze her own and heard her voice cut through the silent gap in her thoughts. The plane abruptly returned as she let out a gaudy scream. "Purse, Math! You're almost there!" Louise's concerned voice sounded beautiful, and it was her perfect person cheering her on, and it made her feel warm and hopeful. "You got this, love!" Deep inhale. Purse! No airy breaths. Ah! Short breaths in, out, in, out. Purse! One fall first hurt like hell, but was followed by a sound that masked only Chloe's voice and beauty. Destiny's cries could be heard from beneath her legs as tears rolled down her swollen face. She looked up and watched her baby being lifted up from below. Chloe kissed her on the cheek, released her hand, took the scissors the doctor applied, and ceremoniously cut the umbilical cord. Her eyes were wide with wonder, and it made Matt smile seeing her perfect person falling in love with the daughter. The nurses took the baby to the corner where the sink and towels were located, and cleaned her up. Matt heard one cry out. 7 pounds, 3 ounces, 22 inches. Post walking and hearing her back, the lead nurse informed them that it was important for the baby to have skin-to-skin contact with her mom pretty quickly after exiting the room. So she loosened the swaddle and adjusted the master's gown for Destiny to snuggle in. The doctor confirmed they had a perfectly healthy baby girl and said her goodbyes. She stepped out of the room and left the nurses to the remainder of their duties. The brunette wrapped her arms around Destiny, running her fingers through soft brown hair, and not only felt the girl's warmth, but she could also feel the waiting love enveloping her heart that originated from Chloe's half. It didn't surprise her that she could physically feel her perfect person inside of her daughter, but it did completely lock her soul at an even deeper level than before, which seemed nearly impossible. The perfect mixture of the married couple formed a beautiful and unique individual whom she loved deeply. Over several minutes, her wife practically begged to hold the baby. Max giggled as her partner awkwardly handled the newborn. She treated the baby like a carton of eggs, carefully moving as she cuddled her near her chest. Immediately, the little girl stopped crying and fell asleep. "You're natural, babe," Max commented and watched the joyful expression of love form on her soulmate's face. She could see and feel the adoration pouring out from her wife's heart as she treasured their new addition. After smelling something awful, an almost urge, she quickly replaced joy. Panic washed over Chloe's face as she had to figure out how to change her diaper. The recovering girl laughed so hard she snorted while watching her wife rapidly clean the daughter's bottom, coupled with several choice words. "Ha! Take that!" she probably was. "You damn nasty diaper! I'm the boss! Round these parts!" Max let her change the first few while she gained her strength back, but jumped in to alternate as soon as he was able. The following few hours involved visits from Ryan and Vanessa, Victoria and Jessica, David and Cameron, and other relatives they hardly knew. Brody called to offer his guidance, but couldn't make it in person. He was hundreds of miles away, traveling and writing for his blog. Chloe's also consulted grandparents who live in Idaho, even briefly called to wish them the best. When night times arrived and all the visitors left, the girls were on edge, watching their baby sleep and intently listening to make sure she was still breathing. Like most new parents, they were terrified to close their eyes for too long, but they took steps so the other could rest. Much was thankful Victoria threw them a baby shower must prior. As they used most of the items they received to help ease the burden of the day, she also thought they probably had enough diapers to last 10 years. But she quickly found out how rapidly they disappeared. The next day, the family of three settled in back home in their upstairs bedroom at the Caulfields. The room had become more of a nursery with a crib, toys, diapers, wipes, and baby clothes. "We need to get our own place, pronto," Chloe motioned after laying Destiny down in her crib for a nap. "We have hella more space than we do now." "Mom and Dad said we could use as much of the house as we need, but yeah, you're right. I'd love to finally get a place we could call our own." They wondered if Chloe would want a house or an apartment, or maybe even a town home. Max didn't care as long as her little family was all together. She knew her parents didn't mind them staying there, and she knew they were grateful for the support. The girls used profits from M3 to completely pay off the house months before. She also suspected they might look forward to the day they could have their entire house to themselves, and she didn't want to become a burden. Her mom completely talked about having another room available for her crafts, and Max's would be the perfect space. "Since he's fine asleep, do you wanna, you know..." Chloe bit her lip and had the look in her eyes that meant only one thing. "Whoa! I was literally pregnant yesterday. Us, we haven't really slept in a couple of days. Aren't you tired?" "I'm tired of not being able to dive on you. Sylvia responded, it's been, what, 2 weeks? I don't know how much longer I can hold out, Mouse. The girl with faded green hair inches closer with Krill decided to the pounce. I think they were common not doing that for a couple of weeks after delivery. She took a step backwards, but the gap was quickly closed by a forward step from her wife. That's all you suggestion, love. Come on, please. Let's give it a couple more days. Don't make me gone. I want you to. Just, I don't know. Maybe my body should heal a bit first. Her partner looked disappointed, but the smut a little lower made her smile too. That's fine. If you want, well, it wouldn't be okay. But I would wait forever for you. I love you so damn much. I love you too, babe. But think about the next time it be intense. As Mouse played code with an enjoying grin on her face, Chloe shook her head. She retreated to the bed, kicked off her shoes, and laid on her back. Mouse joined her beautiful soulmate and snuggled against her. We have a perfect life together, Crow. With you and now Destiny and M3 doing so well, I don't think I could even dream of anything better. She paused and pulled away slightly, her loving smile turned into one of worry and discontent. It's just, I don't know. I can't help but wonder what other shit we have to go through. We've been through 10 lifetimes of struggles. We deserve a break. Yeah, my favorite person whispered in agreement. But we got this. Let someone or something try and mess with Max and Chloe and Destiny. We do what we always do. Kick some ass. Chloe put her wonderful voice back into her chest and kissed her on top of her head. Taking a deep sniff in the process, something about the girl's warmth and assertiveness set Max's heart at ease. Her words beamed with hope and confidence, and it made the smaller girl flash with joy. You're right, babe. I know nothing has ever been normal with us. I just want to be with you. Take some photos and raise our daughter. All things will be okay. She turned to face her favorite person and tenderly placed her lips against her partner's soft mouth, while her palm grazed the girl's cheek. It was a heartfelt embrace that felt mature and void of any expectation. Max loved her so much and she knew her life felt the same. The married couple withdrew their lips and shut their eyes. I take first sip. Chloe softly spoke through barely parted lips. The lovers fell asleep in each other's arms as they had many times before. This time, however, was refined with a new added responsibility for the third person sleeping several steps from where they were laying. Both girls were exhausted and fell asleep right away. After what felt like only a couple of minutes, Wes was abruptly awoken by a not-so-gentle shake to his shoulder. Annoyed by the second wokenness, she pushed up to see why Chloe decided and woke her so much. As she looked at her best friend, the girl had one finger across her lips, informing Max she needed to stay quiet. She noticed a soft humming, melodic tone and looked around the room to locate its origin. A strange electric sensation made the hairs on the back of the brunette's head vibrate. Beside the crib, a tiny over object, no bigger than a fist, with a golden wind hanging in the air. Max closed Chloe's mouth, gulping in disbelief, and she was certain her face mirrored her partner's. They slowly turned to look at one another, and Chloe spoke first. Did we, do that in our sleep? Max shook her head and swallowed. I don't think so, babe. Look. She slowly turned back towards the object, pointing with her index finger, As the pale gaze in the direction of the crib, they notice a wide-awake and adorable newborn, reflecting the light from the small pool with her perfect blue eyes. Oh. Oh. Ooh. 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 Ya la. Ooh ya la la la. The fuck was that noise? What the fuck, self? The fuck, self? What the fuck, self? What the fuck, self? I'm being a weirdo. Being weirdo, but oh well. I don't care. Anyways, that's the end of the only reason now. We're done. Total story's done. We did the only way now. Just wait. The way so special. We did the only reason now. And now we got the only option left. The next story. Basically was the original final story of the only, but looking back, it actually isn't. Because there's actually a fourth one that is being currently still worked on. So, I won't reveal the word. It's coming. It's next. Look forward to it. So, yeah. Look forward to it. Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, you know, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!